Now, I can almost guarantee that within the next couple weeks or so, at 6 and 6:30, this loyal time where you get your information on TV, I can almost guarantee that the propaganda of incoming asteroids or incoming aliens or alien objects or signals or something having to do with asteroids or aliens will be reported. These things are how they govern you. We are governed by fear porn and distraction. Okay, there's a lot of truth out there on the internet. I'm very surprised at how some of it's breaking through by the independents. These are people in Ukraine that are on the ground with their cell phones filming what is really going on. Now, yes, there's a conflict over there. Many are dying on both sides. And as I've said before, there's two reasons. The first reason, which is most obvious, is NATO aggression and expansion. The second reason, which isn't as obvious, is the NWO. Okay, I said it before, it's coming. All you got to do is Google George Bush, NWO, and you will see that this is the aim of the so-called United Nations to unite the earth into a one world government, one world religion, one world people of the earth, where the entirety of the earth's people are ruled from one country or body or agency. One World Economic Forum. The American dollar, they're trying to say it's going to crash. They're going to make it seem like it has crashed. There's no way a worthless but pretty piece of paper could crash unless they run out of paper to print it on. Otherwise, it's just fear porn of them saying it no longer has any value. Our dollar now is only propped up by oil and the demand that you buy oil from Saudi Arabia with American dollars. That's the only reason our money is used anywhere outside of America. Because if you want to buy oil from Saudi Arabia, the mandate is you must do so with American money. And that's going to change. They're going to tell us that the American dollar is no good, and this is what's good now. I don't know what that will be, but money could never be anything anyway. What you buy with it is what is tangible, valuable, not the pretty piece of paper, but what you buy with it, what you want to get with that money. Same thing for gold and silver. The only attributes that gold and silver have in reality is that they are metals that do not corrode. That's only their claim to fame in reality, is that they don't corrode. So, I can almost guarantee you that the fear porn of aliens and asteroids is on its way. The Bible tells us signs and great wonders. The Bible tells us about strong delusion, that these things will be so great that even the very elect, the saints, those who fervently believe in Jesus Christ, Yeshua, Jesus Christ HaMashiach, will or could be, if possible, deceived. And I could think of nothing more deceitful than incoming asteroids or this NASA propaganda of a Planet X, Nibiru, that's going to be coming close to the Earth because it's alleged 3,000 or 4,000 year orbit of the sun brings it close to the Earth every few thousand years, that this planet is occupied by aliens that have visited the Earth, and that's where people get their idea of gods. The false pagan gods are really these aliens, which is untrue and illogical. I tell you the truth that what they tell us at 6 and 6:30 is not in our best interest. We are fodder to these people. Do you know what fodder is? Fodder. Cannon fodder. It is terrible, the propaganda that rains down on us at 6 and 6:30. They have independent individuals in Ukraine and around the world who are telling the truth that the Ukrainian army is shelling residential areas in the Ukraine to blame on Russia. Now don't get me wrong. There's war going over there. There's Russians in Ukraine fighting. But there's propaganda going around to get everybody upset. And this is how they do it. Now don't get me wrong. The Russians probably are shelling whatever and whenever. But the Ukrainian army's doing certain things on purpose to progress the propaganda against Russia. Again, this conflict stems from two things, one apparent, one not so apparent. The most apparent thing is NATO expansion and aggression. They're trying to recruit the Ukraine, which is right there next to Russia. They were a part of Russia. They share the same landmass. And of course, Russia doesn't want that to occur. They don't want what they call nuclear weapons 30 feet from their border or troops of any sort. I'm not standing up for Russia. I'm not standing up for Ukraine. This is all this nonsense is all staged and pre-planned. If you think that we're not truly friends with Russia, you're crazy. They got their fake ISS up there in the fake outer space, infinite and expanding vacuum universe. And what propaganda do we get on the news? Oh, Russia's going to strand some people aboard the ISS. That's impossible because outer space as an infinite and expanding vacuum universe does not exist. If it did, it would expand into the gas and oxygen of the Earth, and we know what gas and oxygen does in the vicinity of any vacuum, preferably the puny vacuum chambers we make at sea level. Gas and oxygen always fill the available volume of the puny vacuums we make at sea level, where they happen to say, the liars that they are, that gravity has more influence at sea level, and we see the gas and oxygen go into the vacuum. Okay? Do you understand that? I don't know if you do or you don't, but if you have an IQ over 99, let me try to show you what a vacuum does. And now this is a short my brother sent me, and this girl is going to create a vacuum in a glass. One second. Let me dead the sound because copyright. She's going to create a vacuum. He's telling her there's $200 within the bowl, and if she can pick up the bowl without physically touching the bowl herself, she can get it. So she creates a vacuum that sucks that bowl, and just watch. This is what a vacuum does. It's going to create a vacuum on top of this metal bowl. Come on, I should have sped it up a little. Okay. This is so the air doesn't escape. She wets a napkin. And she's going to create a vacuum by burning away the oxygen within a glass that she sets above or over this. That fire will eliminate the oxygen, thus creating a vacuum. So now she can pick up the bowl and get the money. Now, these liars if I get one of them watching this video, they're going to say, when the vacuum was created in the glass jar, that outside surrounding air pressure is pushing this glass against this metal bowl. That is an outright and asinine lie. Okay? Because you could put a piece of wood over this, blocking any downward vector of gas and oxygen, pushing it. There's nothing pushing that. That is a suction force you create in there. Let me do it with the sound a little. You can kind of hear it getting sucked out. You hear that? Now when she lifts that up, right? Right now, she's going to grab that glass, and the suction power is keeping that glass to the metal bowl. Now you could stick anything over this, which would block anything that was pushing that glass onto or on this metal bowl, and prove that there's nothing pushing. They want you to believe that outside pressure somehow knows what's going on in that glass, beyond this glass, and to push down. That is utterly ridiculous. You could put anything over that and prove no outside air is pushing that glass onto this metal bowl. So what do you think? She eliminates the air, and that sucks to the metal bowl. And that's what a vacuum does in reality. We are lied to about vacuums. If the Earth were directly next to, surrounded by, or within an infinite and expanding vacuum universe billions of light years across, we'd have no gas and oxygen. The gas and oxygen would fill or be sucked into an infinite vacuum. The infinite and expanding vacuum would expand right into our atmospheres. So I'm going to leave it at that. The main topic of this video is asteroids and alien propaganda are coming. It is lies, propaganda, and aliens and other worlds do not exist. What we look up at the sky, the lights in the sky, are lights of electromagnetic nature, current or field, or the combination of both, electricity and magnetism. There are no other worlds, and any alien they present to you on a stage is a demonic entity impersonating an alien, probably an abomination created in a lab using animal and human genome, indwelt, possessed by a demonic entity impersonating an alien. Do not forget this. Do not be deceived. He who endures unto the end will be saved. And what does it mean to endure? To maintain and keep your faith in the Lord Yeshua, Jesus Christ HaMashiach. That's how I'm going out, praising the Lord Yeshua, Jesus Christ HaMashiach.